off a text to Robbie, his headlights flooded the driveway. I dropped my phone into my purse, and Mom handed me a jacket and kissed my cheek before I could bolt out the door. "Text me when you get there." "God, Mom." I wiggled into the coat. "In a few months, I'll be in college. Should I text you whenever I go anywhere then, too?" "That'd be great. Thanks for offering." Her eyes twinkled mischievously, though with the flicker of sadness that never really left them. "Love you." "Bye," I called over my shoulder as I raced into the unseasonably muggy night and down the front walk, my unzipped coat flapping behind me. Mom wasn't exactly overprotective. She let me do whatever, as long as I constantly let her know I was still alive. I couldn't say she didn't have a good reason. Robbie tossed his baseball mitt into the back seat. "Hey, babe." 15 minutes late, Robbie. Really? I slammed the passenger door and clicked on my seatbelt in one fluid motion. I wasn't usually one to pick a fight, but my nerves had me on edge. "Amber, chill. Practice went a little late." His go-to excuse. Robbie leaned over and kissed me, the sweet scent of soap and hair gel flooding my senses. He gripped the back of my headrest and backed down the driveway. Mom gave a little wave from the living room window, and the curtains fluttered shut as Robbie floored the gas. "Besides, I had to stop at home to grab your present." He reached behind my seat without taking his eyes from the road, grabbed a small box, and tossed it onto my lap. "My present? For what?" "Open it." He grinned, the corners of his gray eyes crinkling as dimples creased his cheeks. Curious, I plucked open the red ribbon securing the small white box and found a charm bracelet inside. Several tiny silver music notes dangled from an amethyst beaded band. "I thought it'd go with your other bracelet." He motioned to my grandmother's amethyst bracelet on my right wrist. My anger dissipated, replaced by a confusing mix of joy and dread. "But what's this for?" "What, I can't get something nice for my girl for no reason?" His smile widened, that infectious grin that always made me feel like I was somehow the brightest star in his sky. It seemed genuine. Everything about Robbie was genuine. He wore his heart on his sleeve, which was a blessing and a curse. I never had to wonder how much he loved me, or how annoyed he was with me, especially recently. But the musical theme of his gift caught me off guard. My music had been a sore point for us lately. Robbie wanted me to follow him and his baseball scholarship to Georgia Tech, as if ditching my dreams of studying music at USC or Berkeley wasn't that big a sacrifice. "But you can play music anywhere," he'd insisted. A couple of months ago, we had a huge fight about it, and he convinced me to apply to Georgia Tech, suggesting we put off the discussion until I heard back from them. Then I got my acceptance letter. That's when I knew we were going to break up. I might have fallen in love with Robbie, but I'd been in love with music for as long as I could remember. I couldn't let him tempt me into abandoning my dreams. Despite my resolve, I hadn't figured out how to break the news. But this was a shocking turn of events. I ran my fingers over the music note charms. It was such a thoughtful gift. Did he finally see my point of view? Was he willing to compromise? As if on cue, he said, "I know we haven't talked about school and stuff in a while." School and stuff? How neatly all of my musical ambitions could be packed into one word. Stuff. He smoothed back his short, dirty blonde hair. "Have you heard from Georgia Tech yet?" My shoulders tensed. "No, not yet." Fortunately, the darkness obscured my flushed cheeks. I was so pale, my own blood always ratted me out. Liar. "Well, it has to be soon. I want to be with you." Keeping one hand on the steering wheel, he entwined his fingers with mine. "We can figure this out together. I love you, Amber." Me too. Oh, God. What should I do? He kissed my hand and released it, and I fumbled with the clasp on my new bracelet, securing it on my left wrist. I leaned against the window, watching identical two-story colonials whip by. We drove the rest of the way in silence until fat raindrops pelted the car, drowning out my thoughts. Ah, crap. I zipped my jacket under the seatbelt. Just like washing a car, using a curling iron on my hair pretty much